So welcome everyone to Walk University. We're really excited. We've been doing these on Wednesdays at 12:30 for about 30 minutes. So really glad to have everyone here today. We have a lot to share about our walk updates and some fundraising ideas and tools today. So hope you find it beneficial. So let's go over a couple of things real quick before we get started. Today's meeting is being recorded, so you can also share this later on if you know anybody who wanted to be here but actually couldn't make it work for their schedule. And then for optimal viewing, if you want to go to your view options at the top of the screen, and you can choose side by side. That way you'll be able to see the current speaker and then also the presentation slides, because we will have a presentation today. For questions and comments, please use the chat feature. We will have our team answering questions in real time during the webinar. And then due to limited time, we probably will not be able to answer any live questions, but we will do our best to answer them in the chat, or if we don't get to them, we will definitely do a follow-up after the webinar. And then just so everyone can hear the presentation clearly, we will also be muting everybody's line during the presentation. Okay, so my name is Katie Griffin, and I am the walk manager for Heartland, Kokomo, and Terre Haute in the Greater Indiana chapter. I've been with the association for almost 2 years now, and prior to working with the association, I have worked in nonprofit for most of my career. So really happy to be here, and hope you find the presentation to be helpful to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Julie Moore. I'm the director of the Indianapolis Walk to End Alzheimer's with the Greater Indiana chapter. So glad to be here among our colleagues throughout Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky. I've been with the association for about 2.5 years, and prior to my work here at the Alzheimer's Association, I was also in nonprofit. So that has kind of been my career path, and I'm so fortunate to be able to continue it here with the organization. So again, like Katie said, we're so excited to be here with you today. So really quickly, some things that we're going to review today are the Walk 2020 updates. I know so many people are anxious to hear what that will look like for this year, and we're excited to share. Fundraising best practices. So what are the core things that you and your teammates need to do in order to have a successful walk campaign this year? And then we're going to dig into some specific ideas and tools for companies and big teams. And then we're going to go over next steps. So where do you go from here? So without further ado, we'll dig into those 2020 walk updates.
Okay, thanks, Julie. So for those of you who have not heard, this year all of the walks are moving forward, and the walk is everywhere. So it is happening, even though the world right now seems like it might be on hold. We know that the threat of Alzheimer's disease is not on hold. And so we know that we need to move forward with all of our walks this year. So excited to share with you what that's going to look like. Okay, so to get into it, we have 4 main elements of our walk this year, with the first being our opening ceremony. So the opening ceremonies will be broadcasted, and they will be local and customized to each walk market. So it'll be happening on your walk day. So whatever walk day you have planned for your market, it will be on that day, and we will also be having a Promise Garden ceremony at the same time. So the same time, the same day, we're moving forward. We're going to have a pre-planted Promise Garden that is going to be a view only and drive by only local site. So definitely want to keep the Promise Garden front and center for our walk day, because we know how important it is for everyone, and to really just focus on our mission during walk day. And then, of course, we're going to be recognizing our sponsors. Edward Jones, CVS Health, and all of the local sponsors are going to receive recognition during our opening ceremony. So, second element, right after the opening ceremony, we're going to have our countdown, and then participants and teams will walk. We're going to walk safely. We're going to walk in smaller groups. Wherever you are. So if you want to walk in your neighborhoods or on trails, walk with your team, your family, your friends, whatever works for you and where you feel safe. During our walk, to keep everyone connected, we'll have our Walk mobile app. So many of you probably already have this app, but so you know, we are adding a lot of new great features this year. So there'll be a route path, step tracking, music, and other items that will be added this year. So download it now if you don't have it yet, and keep looking for those new elements as we get closer to Walk Day. The third element will be our thank you. Normally this is our thank you brigade where we're all at the end cheering everybody on. This year we're going to be cheering everybody on with a local video that we're going to share out at the end of the day along with a custom email with details of how the walk went that day. So it'll be a really nice way to wrap up the day after all of the walking and viewing of our Promise Garden. And lastly, what's new this year is our Walk main stage. So this is where we're going to be having our online community where we will be able to host all of the Walk Day components. So full mission, interactive experiences, and speakers and events will all be on the Walk main stage. And then new this year, we are also going to be having a pep rally and a thank you celebration. So that will be also held on our Walk main stage. So really excited to have that new tool to use for all of our new events. Okay, so getting into more of the nitty-gritty, I'd like to show like what we did last year compared to what we're going to do this year, because all of these parts of our walk day are very important to our participants and teams. So t-shirts, we know everybody works really hard to raise that $100 and get their t-shirt. This year, those t-shirts will be mailed directly to participants. So that's kind of a nice bonus. So you don't have to go anywhere to pick it up. It'll be directly sent to the address you have on file. Champions Club. So we always celebrate champions on Walk Day. That's no different this year. We'll be doing that, but we will also be celebrating our champions during our other events that I just mentioned. So our pep rally, our thank you celebration, as well as they're getting some new exciting things this year. So again, they'll be receiving everything via mail. So their t-shirt and their swag, but then they're also getting a walk sign that will be sent to them this year. So champions, again, are individuals who raise $500 or more. So encourage everyone to try and reach that status because there's lots of great things that you receive as a champion. Promise Garden, as you know, we usually build our Promise Garden at the event. This year, as I mentioned, we will have a pre-planted site for drive-by only. Super excited to still have the Promise Garden, there for Walk Day, so everyone can take that special moment and drive by and really enjoy that special part of Walk Day. Our symbolic mission, our image has always been our Promise Garden flowers, and so we will have those planted in our garden. But as we all know, if you've participated in the past, those can be very fragile. So we chose not to mail those out as we felt like they might not last through the whole walk season. So instead, we've created some special flags. Everybody is going to receive 5 flags, a set of 5, that have our Promise Garden flowers on them. And you can use those throughout the walk season, plant them in your garden, in your yard, but then carry them on walk day. And those will be sent to all participants. So we're excited about that. It's a great way to kind of, build awareness in your community and show the love for the walk. Photos. Well, photos are always a big part of it. No difference this year. We're going to be encouraging everybody to take your selfies when you're out on your walk and send those in. We're going to put them all together and do a large Promise Garden photo collage. So definitely want to see all the team pictures coming in like we do every year. Our money drop off. Normally we have a bank night. This year we're going to have a curbside drop off. So it'll be safer, it'll be contactless, and very easy. So more details to come on that as we move closer to walk. And then our mission booths, as I mentioned, we are going to be able to have all of our mission booths available on our Walk Main Stage community this year. So super excited about that to get everybody engaged on our Walk Main Stage. That's kind of an update on all of that. And then I think I'm going to turn it over to Julie, and she's going to go into our fundraising best practices. Julie?
Thank you so much, Katie. Now that you guys know what Walk Day looks like, we're going to help you get things started with your recruitment and fundraising. So outlined on the screen here are a couple of best practices that we recommend for every person on your team to really set that solid foundation for your efforts this year. So step 1, register and self-donate. Step 2, log into your participant center dashboard and follow the steps there. I'm going to walk you through that here in just a moment. Step 3, launch a Facebook fundraiser or ask others in some capacity, whether you're sending a pre-scripted email, a pre-scripted text, or sharing to some other platform. Be sure to share out your story with others. And then 4, download the mobile app. You don't want to miss out on any of those great updates that Katie shared and those app features that are going to help you through Walk Day. So going to switch gears real quick here to go to my Walk Participant Center. So Katie, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen correctly? Perfect. So when you visit your local walk page, it'll look like this. If you haven't already registered, you're going to click on the gold register button here. It's going to ask you if you have participated in the walk before. If you have, click yes, and you'll be prompted to put in your username and password from years past. If you've forgotten that, simply click on the link there or contact your staff partner that's outlined in the paragraph below. If you have not participated in walk before, you'll click no, and it'll simply take you on to the next step to indicate whether you're going to start a team, join a team, or walk as an individual. If you have any questions about what those categories mean or what you're signing up for, again, lean on your local walk staff partner. They'll be happy to help you through that. Once you go through the registration process, self-donation was part of that. That's part of the registration process, but I'm going to show you how to do that once you've registered if you missed that during the registration process. So never fear, there's still the opportunity to do that. I'm going to log in here using the credentials that I set up when I registered. And if you click on this link called Dashboard, it's really going to be your guide to getting things going through your participant center. So once you log in and you're on your dashboard, that self-donation option is right here under your goal. You can click donate, and then you'll be taken on to finish out your donation amount and specifics there. And then once you have completed that step, you will earn your self-donation badge, and it will show that you are no longer starting from the $0 mark. So whether you're donating $5, $50, or $500, it's really the most important aspect is to just show that investment in the cause, your personal investment in the cause. Another important thing to note here is this edit t-shirt button and edit address. Katie mentioned that we're going to be doing auto fulfillment of all of your walk swag this year. So make sure that your t-shirt size is updated and your address is updated well in advance of walk day. The other keys to success here are to edit and share your page. Click on that edit your page link. Up here, you're either going to have a My Page tab. Every person will have that. If you're a team captain, you will also have My Team's Page tab. The customization options are the same for both pages. Important things to note here is you can customize your link. So instead of having a combination of random letters and numbers, you can change that to your name, like I've done here, to your family's name, to your team name, but just make it something easy and memorable so it doesn't look so maybe suspicious, I guess, to the folks that you're inviting to click on that link. Then you'll scroll down further, and really the keys here are to update your photo and to share your story. So you'll simply click on this edit photo link. You will click new here, and then you will be able to upload an image from your computer, or you will be able to take an image with your webcam. Once you've done those things, you will click save. I'm going to go back out and I'll show you my page here. There are a couple of specifics here, but if you run into any issues, like you've heard me say already a couple times on the call, don't hesitate to reach out to your local staff partner. They'll be happy to help you through that process. So your photo can be someone that you're walking in honor or in memory of. It can be a photo of your family, the folks that you want to protect from having to face the devastation of Alzheimer's in the future. Maybe it's your residents or your colleagues that you're walking locked arm in arm with. So be sure to update that photo. Down below under your story, there will be some text already there, some stock text that we put in there. Feel free to keep any of that feels relevant, any of the statistics, but be sure to weave in components of your story. So here you see that I'm walking in honor of my grandmother, but it also talks about my work at the Alzheimer's Association. So those are my reasons, but everybody has their own unique reason. So be sure to share that. People want to know that this is personal. Once you've done those things, click Save Story. It'll save, and then you can click on this view your page just to see what it looks like to other folks to make sure that everything looks okay. So that's how my page looks to others. I'm going to go back out to that dashboard page where we were earlier and go to step 2, send emails. So we always joke in our office, the worst place to be is with a blinking cursor on a blank screen, so that this email center is perfect for that. You will never have to do that. There's pre-scripted messaging here to request a donation, to recruit your team, to thank folks, and then to follow up on your donation request. So if you are not new to the Walk to End Alzheimer's, you know that it typically takes more than one request to get a donation. So don't be shy about following up. Just switch up your messaging slightly, and it'll be well received. To copy this, all you have to do is click copy this message. It'll be added to a clipboard, and then you can go into your personal email account and paste it and make any updates and send it out to the folks in your distribution. So again, that's the email center. Probably our favorite tool, if you haven't already heard us say this, is that Facebook fundraiser. If you have not started your Facebook fundraiser, the blue link will say connect to Facebook. Mine says view on Facebook since I've already started it, but pretend it says connect on Facebook. You'll click that. It'll prompt you to log into Facebook, and once you've done that, it will automatically populate your information into a Facebook fundraiser. If you don't remember anything else, please, you have to start this through your Walk Participant Center in order for those donations to carry from Facebook over to your walk page. Otherwise, the donations, if you start it through Facebook, it'll come to the organization, but it will not be linked to your walk efforts. You'll notice that my story carried over, my picture should have carried over, but I can still update that once I log back into Facebook. But here it all is. The folks that donate this way will never have to leave Facebook. They'll simply click on that donate link, they'll fill in their donation information, and then you will see the donation both reflected here on Facebook as well in your walk page. And then the final step is get the app. So download that mobile app from your Apple App Store or from the Google Play Store. Log in with the credentials that you set for the website, and you will be off to the races. Some features on the app that I love are the ability to send pre-scripted texts for donations or recruitment. That's how I always get my siblings to donate. With the enhancements that are coming in August, you will also be able to manage your Facebook fundraiser from the app. You're able to upload your photo for your page customization through your phone, through the mobile app. So lots of great things there. And then again, as Katie spoke to earlier, that walk main stage and all of the walk day experience pieces are available through the app. So now I'm going to switch back over to our presentation. And some additional components. This is the Facebook fundraiser how-to. We have a virtual fundraising guide and then these virtual fundraising ideas. I know that those are linked to all of our Indiana walk pages, but if you have any questions or aren't sure where to find that, again, you guessed it, ask your walk staff partner. Now we're going to quickly pivot into some specific tools for your company team or your large teams to get started. So a couple of things that we have found really successful for rolling a team out for a team rollout are educational lunch and learn sessions and email rollout. So for the educational lunch and learn, you can coordinate this through your local staff partner. And what we'll do is we will identify one of our core education programs that's meaningful to your audience, and that can be your employees, your clients, your business partners, your resident families, really any audience that you feel compelled to invite. And again, in this time of physical distancing, this will be a virtual education program. Why this is meaningful is it will connect families that could potentially be in need with the services and resources of the organization. It raises awareness of the causes or the telltale signs of Alzheimer's and dementia, but it also gives you that platform to invite people to walk with you. So at the beginning of the program, someone can share their story, and then at the conclusion of the program, you can wrap up by saying, we're so proud to support the work of the Alzheimer's Association, and we invite you to join our walk team. Here's the link. So this is a great way to roll out your efforts to those audiences. Another great way to do that is through a mass email. So here's an example of an email that you could send out that talks about why your team is so excited to be joining the Walk to End Alzheimer's, and then it invites people to join me with these 3 easy steps. And again, this can be customized to fit your need, but this particular draft talks about click here to join the team, and then it talks about why that's important. And it talks about, this year's walk is Saturday, October 3rd, but we won't be gathering in one large group. Instead, we'll be walking everywhere in our own personal neighborhoods. Then it'll talk about the importance of leading with a self-donation and how that makes a difference to the mission. It will also highlight the fact that every individual that raises $100 or more will earn their walk t-shirt. And then, of course, tell others through the pre-scripted messaging, tell others through a Facebook fundraiser, tell others in any way, shape, or form that you can. And then at the end, it brings it back to the mission. So again, this is just one sample. If you're looking for other ideas or other templates, again, lean into your walk staff partner. Now I'm going to turn it over to Katie to talk about some specific fundraising ideas.
Okay, great. Thanks, Julie. So definitely want to share some more specific ideas with you just to get the juices flowing for creativity. This example here is a giving garden, and basically it's a wall of donations. This is a great tool to engage people within your network who maybe don't want to walk with you, don't want to be on your team, but they want to participate in some way. So we have created kits to send out to teams who are interested in doing this type of fundraiser, and it would include a poster, envelopes with the dollar amounts already written on it, and then as well as the flowers. So basically, the way this works, and I'll share that these are two actual examples that you see listed here. On the left, we have Marquette Retirement Community, and the donors for this were mostly residents. And then on the right, you will see Barnes and Thornburg, and the donors there were mostly employees. But it's a great way to engage clients, customers, and even visitors who come into the office. So the way it works, the setup is very simple, as you can see here, and you can design it however you see fit. So use your creativity. But each envelope would have a dollar amount listed, anywhere from 1 to 50, 1 to 65, or 1 to 100 are the three options that we would give. And then donors will pull the envelope with the contribution amount that they want to donate, and then they can fulfill that donation in one of two ways. Either they put cash or a check in the envelope and give it to the team captain or designated person, or they can donate online. And once they pull that envelope, behind the envelope, you'll see a flower. And so on that flower, they can either put their name as the donor, or they can put the person that they are honoring and why they're giving the donation. So the idea is to get all of the envelopes taken and fulfilled, and then you will have your flower garden. So this could actually be a really significant fundraiser, depending on how you want to fulfill it. So I mentioned that we usually do 1 to 50, 1 to 65, or 1 to 100, and you could earn anywhere from $1,200 to $5,000 for these giving gardens. So if you think that that is something that you're interested in, or that your team would like to do, definitely reach out to your walk manager, and we can get you set up with doing this. So that's one of our ideas that we thought was really creative. Okay, some other ideas, fun ideas that we've seen. Cutest pet contest. Now, we all know that everybody loves their pets, right? So you could have everybody in the office bring in pictures of their pet, and then put a jar in front of all of the different photos, and whichever pet receives the most votes or dollars, then they would win the contest, and that would be your fundraiser. A lot of people get engaged with that simply because of the love of their pets, and of course they think their pet is the cutest. Pie in the face. This is always a fun one that you could do in the office, cross-departmentally. Everyone wants to see their manager get a pie in the face. So whichever manager gets the most donations would have to take the pie in the face. Casual for a cause, I think we're all fairly familiar with that. Pay $1 or $5 on a particular day of the week, and then you get to wear casual clothes or jeans. Bake sales are always big. So if you have a lot of staff in your building that like to bake, a bake sale could really be an easy way to earn some cash for your walk team. Food trucks. So food trucks are really popular these days, and negotiating a deal with a food truck to come by and then your walk team could earn a possible percentage of the sales for that day. So have them come around lunchtime, encourage the staff to partake, and then there you go. You have some cash for your team. Let's see, coin wars, very similar to the pie in the face as far as doing a departmental challenge, and whoever has, a lot of times you'll see this in schools, the different classrooms collecting coins, and whoever has the most then wins the war. Cut your hair for a cause. Oh, I had one more, Julie. That's a really fun one, super popular lately. Could be cut your hair, cut your beard, your mustache, whatever it might be, or even dye your hair. So if you want to set a goal for your team and say you want to raise $5,000, if you raise the $5,000, you'll shave your head or something along those lines. So that's always fun. You see an example here of a fraternity that did that same thing, and I think Julie's going to elaborate a little bit more on what they did in the next slide.
Thank you so much, Katie. And I know we're just a little after 1, so I want to acknowledge that. I'm going to keep this screen up for just a moment so you guys can take in a couple of the social media and virtual fundraising ideas. So Delta Sigma Phi, the guys you saw on the last screen, they had set a goal to raise $10,000 in one day, and they promoted it via social media the week leading up to, and got all their guys, all their fraternity members to share it as well, and just made one big concerted effort on that day. And if they were to reach goal, those 2 guys were going to shave their head. As you can see, they did so. Virtual bingo is another great one, and trivia. There's a baking or cooking tutorial. You can make, if you're a crafter, you can do face masks for memories for a certain donation amount. So again, we want to be sensitive to your time, but if you guys are interested in any of these ideas, your staff partner definitely has some ideas and steps to success here. So if any of those resonate with you, again, don't hesitate to reach out to your staff partner and get that conversation started. Now we're going to go and just remind you real quickly of your next steps.
Okay, thanks, Julie. So hopefully you found this presentation to be helpful today. We want you to walk away with some action items to definitely move your team forward and make this year a success for your Walk to End Alzheimer's team. So number 1, as we mentioned, download the app. A lot of great resources on there and new things to come. Number 2, launch that Facebook fundraiser. We have found that people who launch their Facebook fundraiser raise over $200 more than those who don't. Number 3, choose and activate your fundraiser. So we've given you a lot of ideas. We have a lot more to share that I'll talk about in a moment, but whatever spoke to you today, choose it and run with it. Don't overthink it because there's no wrong fundraiser to do. And number 4, review and use free tools, tips, and resources. On your participant center and our Walk websites, we have a wealth of information regarding fundraisers and new things for virtual fundraising this year that is linked to your Walk page. So I'm hoping that you will use those resources and do all of these action items that we have shared with you today, and looking forward to a great year.
Yep, and as we wrap up, just a shout out for next Wednesday, July 29th. There's some tips for preparing for Walk Day success, and then the following Wednesday on August 5th, the best of Walk U. So the best tips from the the culmination of the 4 days. As a reminder, these are Wednesdays at 12:30 Eastern or 11:30 Central, and here's the link to join. So we hope to see you back again over the next 2 weeks. And thank you guys so much for joining today. We really appreciate it. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to working with you this year.
Thank you.
Have a great one, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.